Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week and you're enjoying a weekend so far. It's a beautiful Sunday morning in South Africa. Right, before we get started, if you'd like to contact us, go to our YouTube channel, Trading Waves, and then you will find under the description of all our videos, our contact details. So if you just click under the description of any of our videos, you'll find our contact details. You will also find the link to our website. The link to our website is elliottwave-principle.com. And if you've got any inquiries on the website, you can make the inquiry via the global chat. That is that chat box on the bottom right-hand corner. So any inquiry regarding our services, you can make it there. That is where you'll get the quickest response, although we've got other contact methods there. Also, look out for the timestamps. For those that are not interested in watching all the pairs, if you want only specific pairs, check out the timestamps, which are uploaded a couple of hours after the video has been uploaded on YouTube. And if you've not already done so, please subscribe and like our video and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss another upload from us. Let's get started with the trade recaps of the last week. Let's have a look at how we looked at the market, we focused on the market last week and how it played out. We're going to start with the Euro US dollar. So most pairs have been in corrective structures. We've been focused in corrective structures in most pairs, and on the US dollars especially, you will see that we are just in corrective structures all around. So now this is the setup on Euro US dollar midweek. So if you look at the chart here, this was the 7th of September. We were looking for this to push up here, pull back here and give us a three-wave structure. So what we have got so far is a move down, it's a pullback here, and it looks like we are going to get this move to the downside. So let's just get this chart up here so you can see the full chart here on the, so you can see it clearly. So this was the forecast. We're looking for this to pull back and a move to the downside. So far, we've got the three moves. We've got one, we've got two, and it looks like we're about to make a corrective structure here for another leg to the downside. So let's have a look at how it has played out and how it has turned out here. Let's go back here. This is the next one here. Let's have a look. So as you have seen here on Euro US dollar, so we've got that pullback. So we were here, we were focusing that we're going to get a three-wave pullback, and that is what we've got so far. We've got a move to the downside. That's the move, that's the pullback. Now it looks like we're going to get a move to the downside. So that is what we're looking at. We're currently here looking for this to give us a three-wave move to the downside. So that is what we're looking at. So I'm not going to talk about how this structure could change and this can just continue to the downside. So we're going to take it one wave at a time, and we're going to look at what the indicator tells us when we get to around this level. So that is Euro US dollar and how it has played out in the week. Looking at the rest of the pairs, let's have a look now at US dollar yen. US dollar yen also. Let's have a look at the bigger structure, at the clearer chart here. If you look at US dollar yen, we're looking for a three-wave structure here, similar to what we're looking at on Euro US dollar, except this time we're looking for a pullback to the upside. There's obviously an inverse correlation between US dollar CAD and Euro US dollar. So that is the structure that we're expecting, and this is how it has played out exactly as forecasted. Let's have a look at the chart as it has played out. So, and how we're looking at it going forward. So this is how it has played out. We've got the move to the upside. We've got the pullback. Now we're left with this move to the upside. So for this coming week, we're expecting US dollar CAD to continue with the move to the upside so we can get a move to around these levels. So that's what we'll be expecting this week. Right, next one is, let's have a look at the rest of the US dollar pairs. The DXY is obviously the inverse of what you've seen on Euro US dollar. So the DXY, we're just expecting this to pull back to the upside here. A three-wave pullback like that. Let me just draw it cleanly. My mouse is misbehaving. So this is a three-wave pullback that we're expecting on the DXY. Obviously, this is an inverse of Euro US dollar, so you would expect that to play out like that, to be the inverse of Euro US dollar. So that is how this one has played out. That is the move, and we'll be expecting this one here. So all this 1, 2 up to B has played out. We're now looking for the DXY to continue with the move to the upside, at least back to around these levels before we see continuation to the downside. That is the DXY. Right, we also have US dollar yen. Three moves are forecasted here on US dollar yen. Let's put this one up, make it bigger. So you can see the whole link here. So here is a US dollar yen. We're looking for this to push to the upside and make a push to the downside. So far we've got a move to the upside and we are currently here. Let's see how it is playing out currently. US dollar yen. So as forecasted, we've got the move to the upside and back. So that is the move that we've got on US dollar yen. So we were here forecasting that we're going to get a move up here and reverse around this level and come to the downside. So we're simply looking for this three-wave structure, which has now played perfectly. We're currently here. Are we going to get continuation to the downside? This is what we're going to be looking at in a little while when we start with the analysis for the coming week. So that was an excellent one that we got there on US dollar yen. Textbook setup really on that one. Right, so the next one is gold. So gold, let's have a look here. We had a change of structure midweek. Let's have a look. So as you can see, we started with a move to the upside, which we were looking at as a motive wave. We've got that as a motive wave. So the forecast on gold here, as it broke down here, the ending diagonal, or rather the leading diagonal in this wave 5 here. So we're looking for this one to make a pullback in 3 waves. So how has gold played out so far? Let's have a look at how it has played out. So if you look at how it has played out after the forecast, this is how it has played out. Okay, so let's have a look at the bigger structure. So you can see here, we have already broken to the downside as forecasted. We're currently here. We're looking for those 3-wave pullbacks. As you can see, all the pairs that have got the US dollar pair in them, we're looking for a pullback. So, and that has played out inch perfect, also in gold as well. So we're looking for gold this week to at least make a move down to around these levels. So that's what we're looking at this week. Right, let's look at the rest. That was gold. You've got US dollar chief, another textbook setup that we've got from the blue with a 11 swing sequence. Let's have a look at that 11 swing sequence here on US dollar, rather EUROCHF. Have a look at this. So EUROCHF, we were looking for this. If you remember a couple of days back, I said we are not selling, rather we are not buying EURCHF, because any pullback that you're going to get on EURCHF will be giving you a continuation pattern. So we had this pullback as far as 860 here. So we've got that pullback. So as you can see, that was making a corrective structure. So if you are able to identify that that was not a reversal, but just a corrective structure, you will know exactly where to sell that, which is there. And that following the rest of the sequence, we're looking for this to continue to the downside. We have not dropped as yet here. So let's just see where we are with that forecast on EURCHF. Okay, and just update on that one. So this is where we are. Let's have a look here. So this is where we are. We have reached that level at around 860, even as much as 800. So we've got a reversal. Now we're looking for a continuation to the downside. Okay, we've just started with the move here. If you look at this structure here, how we're looking at this structure, we're looking at this as a B, C corrective structure here within the Y, and then we're looking for this one to continue to the downside here. So any corrective structure here that confirms downside, we'll be looking to take it to the downside on EUROCHF. All right, let's have a look at platinum. Was a textbook triangle setup there. Let's have a look at this one here with bigger structure here. A textbook triangle setup. As you can see here, we had a triangle here on platinum. We also had a trade setup. This was actually for our members. As you can see that it identifies exactly where to enter, exactly where to put our stop, and where we are targeting. So platinum, we are currently dropping as forecasted. Let's have a look at how it is playing out. So as also another textbook setup following the strategy and confirmed by the indicator that is integrated into the Elliott wave strategy. So this is what we have. So this is where the setup is. As you can see here, we're currently in here. We're looking for this to continue to the downside. So inch perfect after the triangle, textbook triangle, we're looking for this to continue to the downside as far down as around 915 on platinum. Very nice one here. We're still in that one. All right, let's look at the rest. That was platinum. What else do we have? So that is the last one. So you'll see the rest as we go along with the forecast here. So let's start with the forecast for the next week. Let's have a look here. So if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please do so. Drop us a like if you like what we do. Right, so let's have a look. Let's start with the analysis. We're going to start with the US dollar pairs. Let's start with the Euro US dollar. So what are we expecting with the Euro US dollar? I'm not going to go into the higher time frames, but the higher time frames are showing us more downside. I'm going to be mostly in the lower time frames, the 4-hour and the 1 hour. So let's have a look here. So as expected, Euro US dollar, We've already made a move to the upside. We're looking for this one to make a 3-wave pullback here to the downside. So this is the expectation for this coming week. This looks a bit too obvious, guys, so don't just come here and sell this. This may make a bit of a pullback here before dropping or make an even deeper corrective structure like that, but we're looking for that to continue to the downside. Right, so alternatively, what you don't see here is that this pullback that we're seeing may not be a corrective structure, but actually an impulse. And if it is an impulse, that means we may still get a deeper corrective structure like that with another 5 waves here before we push to the upside. So be cautious of that when you look for this downside here. You may get this downside, comes down here with divergence here, and then it pulls back here. So be careful when you look at that. We're actually just looking for a 3-wave structure here before we get a move to the upside. So that is the forecast that we've got for this coming week. So let's have a look here on the US dollar pairs. Right, so the 1-hour setups, you'll see those pullbacks that we're showing here. So as you can see, we may get this may be a little bit deeper than what we're forecasting. We can get a pullback, and we're looking for this one to continue to the upside. Just to remind you the structure, I'm going into a bit more detail here. So just don't forget the structure and why we're looking at that on Euro US dollar. The bigger structure here is this one. We've got this here as a WXY corrective structure, and we're looking for this one to make a push up, start to move to the upside here and continue to the upside. So that's why this can go a little bit deeper before we push to the upside. So the structure here is a WXY corrective structure in the higher degree, where we will now expect this to continue to push to the upside. But the question is whether this is done. The move to the downside is done, and we are ready to reverse here. But what you'll find mostly is that you may find that we still have one more down. If we get one more down, it still does not change the structure. We can make an adjustment simply, and this will mean that this is actually a wave 4 coming down here on this one for a push to the upside. So let's watch this. For now, we're going to be taking it just back around here. Then at this level, we'll decide whether we're going to get a reversal or we're going to get continuation to the downside. Right, so that is US dollar, Euro US dollar. Let's go to the DXY, which is just the inverse of what we've just seen now. On the DXY, you'll see that we're just looking for this to make a 3-wave pullback. So just like the euro, we are looking for this one to make a push to the upside this week. Okay, so we'll then look for this to continue to the downside. Let's see how that goes with the DXY. Right, next one is US dollar CHF. Let's go to the 1-hour chart, rather let's go to US dollar CAD first. You've seen US dollar CAD during trade recaps, how we forecasted this 3-wave pullback. Okay, so for this coming week with US dollar CAD, you're looking for this to continue pushing to the upside. We are getting confirmation of this one to push to the upside before coming down here. Okay, so we've made a move, pulsing move to the downside with the 5 waves here for the wave 1, and now we're looking for this 3-wave pullback. So look at Euro CAD, the live chart here. So EURCAD is showing us upside. Okay, we've got this 3-wave pullback here. Look at this 3-wave pullback. That's 1, that is 2, that's 3. We'll be looking for this one to continue pushing to the upside. You may get a 1-hour consolidation here and continuation to the upside, but eventually we should see US dollar CAD continue pushing to the upside. Audi US dollar, let's have a look at Audi US dollar. Now, looking at Audi US dollar, everything just looks so obvious that it's going to come to the downside, right? So be careful with that, because you may get this one making a complex correction like this, and then we get continuation to the downside. So we are biased to the downside, and the structure on Audi US dollar, let's just go to the daily here so you can remind you of the structure. Now, if you remember the structure on US dollar, Audi US dollar, we were looking for this to be a 3-wave structure here as follows. 1, 2, 3, and for this to push to the upside. It has continued to trade around the 1,618. This is an extended C wave here. So we've got an extended C wave. So we've got a push to the upside. Now we're looking for this one to give us a pullback, but likely that this can even come and retest here. If it retests here, the upside move is going to be invalidated. But for now, we're looking for just the pullbacks. We're just looking for pullbacks. And at this point here, that's where we're going to decide whether we're going to get a continuation pattern to the upside, or we're going to continue to the downside. So watch for this move in this coming session. Right, so that is Audi US dollar. And then New Zealand US dollar, you can see it's also the same. we're getting setups for continuation to the downside. So we've got a pulse move down here, we've got a pullback. So we're expecting continuation to the downside. So again, I'm going to keep cautioning that don't just look at this as an obvious downside move. We can get this one here and continuation to the downside first. They won't make it so obvious. Remember, the idea is not for you to make money. They want you to lose money, right? So be careful and know exactly when to time the market. That is New Zealand US dollar. Bigger structure on New Zealand US dollar is very interesting. If you look at that, that is a three-wave structure on New Zealand US dollar. 1, 2, 3. We've got an impulsive move. So we're looking for the three-wave pullback here. So that pullback can come back to the 38, 50% before pushing to the upside. That is New Zealand. US dollar ZAR continues to push to the downside. Very interesting that US dollar CAD is pushing to the upside, and there's absolutely no reaction from the US dollar ZAR. But we've got a pulse move to the downside. We are going to get a three-wave pullback similar to what we've seen on US dollar CAD before continuation to the downside. So let's keep an eye on that. Now, looking at the pound pairs, says similar pullbacks that we'll be expecting as on the US dollar pairs. So have a look at this. We've got a move to the upside. Now that move to the upside is not convincing for a continuation. So the theme for this week, we'll be looking for corrective structures, so pullbacks at least back to this level. Whether they continue all the way down, which is a possibility, we're going to only decide at this point. But for now, we're looking for this continuation to the downside across all the yen pairs, as you will see shortly when we do the rest. That is pound yen, US dollar yen. You've seen the forecast on this one, and we're still expecting this one to continue to the downside. So the forecast on this one here was this three-wave structure, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, A, B, and the C here, and then we get a pullback to the downside. Now we're getting a pullback here, but this pullback is not done as yet. So this can continue to the upside here before we push to the downside. So we're still bearish at US dollar yen, even though we're expecting a pullback on the euro US dollar. We expect this one to push a little bit higher. So that means that this will be driven by the yen pairs and not necessarily the US dollar. So we are expecting the dollar index to push slightly higher. So that will go with the US dollar yen as well. Right, so looking at the rest of the pairs, euro yen. Now euro yen, you can see also it has made a continuation to the downside here. So this looks like a pullback as well. So we'll be looking for this one to give us a pullback as follows. Just like the rest of the yen pairs, we're looking for this to come to the downside. Right, so that is a euro yen. If you look at CHF yen has been stubborn in terms of this focus that we had a couple of weeks back. We have been looking for CHF yen to just give us this one and the three-wave pullback here. Let's do this freehand, it's faster, and for this to continue to the downside. But we have spent quite a bit of time here consolidating CHF yen. So what we could get here in this coming week on CHF yen is this here. We can get this one coming down here and a push to the upside. That will still result in this one coming to the downside. So CHF yen, we are still bearish and we're still looking for this to continue to around this level so we can get an ABC corrective structure up to this level. So that's what we're looking at there on CHF yen. AUD yen, again, another one that has got an 11 string sequence. If you remember the 11 strings that we're looking at here, it is a W, X, Y, X, Z, W, X, Y, X, Z. And now we're looking for this one to push to the upside. But for now, we need to get a pullback here in 3 waves before any resumption of the move to the upside. Now, if you just follow the lower degree here in a different color, you'll see that this is a W in 3 waves. This is, let's do it a bit cleaner than that. 1, 2, 3, W in 3 waves. 1, 2, 3, X in 3 waves. 1, 2, 3, Y in 3 waves. 1, 2, 3, X in 3 waves. You can't really see the 3 waves on the Z here, but it is 3 waves. So you have to downgrade the time frame to be able to see this one. But it's following the structure and it has the right look. We're looking for a pullback here and continuation to the upside. As simple as that. That is AUD yen, New Zealand yen. Similarly, New Zealand showed us a continuation pattern. Remember, what you guys don't understand about the indicator is that the indicator only gives you the direction. As for how far that the move will go, that depends now on the structure. So look at the structure here and what we have on New Zealand. New Zealand has got a move to the downside. We've got 3 waves there and a move to the downside, complex corrective structure here. So we've got that one as the 3-wave structure. We've got this one as the complex running flat there. Let's mark it with a different color, 1, 2, 3, comes down here, makes an impulse to the upside. Okay, in the week we had this continuation pattern here, but you can see that this continuation pattern is coming after such a significant move here, just pushes to the upside and then starts coming down here. That is what usually happens, and that is what I always caution about. Just because you're getting a continuation pattern doesn't mean that you're going to get a continuation pattern. You need a decent correction for a move like this. So we've currently here, we're expecting this one to pull back as far as the 50% of this move before continuation to the upside. That is New Zealand yen, CAD yen was our chart of the week. We did not play out as forecasted. That happens sometimes. This is not a holy grail strategy. So we've got this one here on US dollar CAD. We expected this to, the forecast was for this to give us a correction here and a push to the upside. We only got up to this level and it continued to the downside. So what we're seeing now is that we've got this as a motive wave and we're going to get this as a corrective structure, as we are seeing that all the yen pairs are showing us pullbacks. Okay, so all corrections across the yen pairs, across the US dollar pairs before we look for upside. Right, let's have a look at gold. Gold, you've already seen this during trade recaps. We have a trade setup here on gold. We had a trade setup here on gold, and now we've made a move to the downside here. So we expect this one to give us at least a continuation pattern here, a deeper one than what we currently have. That is gold. So at least for a 3-wave pullback here to the downside. Whether we're going to get a continuation to the upside here after the 3 waves, that's what we're going to watch when we get to that level. XAG, very interesting structure on silver. If you look at silver, it's got an inch perfect structure, in that you've got a 3 waves to the upside, we've got a 3-wave spike, and then we've got a 3-wave to the upside. Right there, we've got a reversal with a zigzag structure, and we're looking for this one to make a continuation to the downside. Again, on silver, what you see that in that structure is not corrective. This is still a single impulse. So we may still get a 3-wave pullback here on silver before you get a continuation to the downside. Right, so that's what we have on silver. Look for continuation to the downside. Let's just go back one here so you can see this is your zigzag here. This is your WXY corrective structure on silver, and we're looking for this one to continue to the downside. Okay, so that's silver platinum. You've seen this one during trade recaps as well. Very nice triangle on platinum. So if you look at that triangle, this is what we got here on platinum. So this triangle here on platinum, let me just make it a bit bigger. So let's use the auto scale here and just put it up and identify it clearly. So platinum. And you should never force a triangle. If it's not there, it is not there. So look at this one here. This is inch perfect. This is an A, this is a B, this is a C, this is a D. The E overshoots, which is normal, and according to the Elliott wave rule guidelines, you do get an overshoot. So we've got an overshoot here. So I actually did not draw it cleanly here. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E. The E, as you can see, has got the 3 waves there. So we've got a reversal there. So we've got an entry here on platinum. This is where the entry was. We're looking for this to continue to the downside. Textbook setup really with a triangle. And if you wanted to label this triangle, you will label it A, B, C, D, E. So a triangle is the only corrective structure with 5 waves. So we've got that triangle broken to the downside. So we look for continuation to the downside. Right, so that is platinum, and that is the trade setup that we've got currently running. Brent crude. Now, Brent crude, very interesting structure. We're looking for this to continue to the upside. A couple of weeks back, we looked at this bigger WXY corrective structure, and for oil to continue to push to the upside. Before I get that, so let's just mark this one here so you can see that this is a WXY corrective structure. Look at this one here, inch perfect on oil, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. We've got a pulsing move here. Okay, we've got a pulsing move here on oil, and we're looking for this to correct and continue to the upside. So we're looking for this to retest the 78, 79 level from the July highs. Okay, so currently here we've got a continuation pattern. Let's have a look at that continuation pattern. It was a little bit tricky here, but if you understand how to identify this, you'll see that this is a complex corrective structure on oil, 1, 2, 3, and now we've got this one here. We're looking for this to consolidate with a 1-hour setup, and then we continue to the upside. That's what we're looking at on oil and all the commodities. Right now, looking at pound CAD. So let's just go back to pound CAD. I can't remember if we've got this one as a trade setup. So let's just go to the pound pairs here. So you can see here we have this one. Excuse me, so let's just have a look here. I just want to see if I've got this one. So pound CAD, so we were looking for pound CAD to come into the blue box. This is the trade setup that we've got. We're currently in the blue box. We have traded here around the 75 area. Now the question is, are we going to get the reversal here on pound CAD? So it's going to be interesting at this level. So for now, let's just watch it in the blue box. We are currently in the blue box at this level. Are we going to get a reversal here? Let's watch pound CAD here. Maybe a bit of a push before we continue to the downside. Let's watch it. It's a very nice 3-wave corrective structure that can just do this here. So we'll be watching that. Pound AUD. Okay, pound AUD is a 5-wave move to the upside. Let's have a look at this at the forecast in the week here on pound AUD. Let's have a look on the pound pairs. So I want you to have a clear structure on pound AUD 1 hour setup. We are looking at this one as a move to the upside. We're looking for a pullback from current levels and another move to the upside. So we can get a 3-wave pullback in A, B, C, Y degree before we get a continuation to the downside. That's what we're looking at on pound AUD. And you will see that on euro AUD, we've got similar, but let's start with pound New Zealand as well. Now pound New Zealand, this is correlated to pound AUD, so they're both correcting. It looks obvious that this is going to push to the downside, but I'm more likely expecting a structure like this on pound New Zealand. A bit of a push to the upside before continuation to the downside, then that will give us a WXY corrective structure for more downside. Okay, so those that are looking for the crypto only video, just why it will be broadcast shortly after this. And those that are watching, you can just check it on the channel. Now this is pound CHF. It was our trade, one of our trade setups here. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We're looking for this to reverse around this level for this to continue to the downside. But as you can see, we've got only just a pullback and we went up again. So what we've got here is that this is a W, X, Y, X, Z corrective structure. We are looking for this to now give us one more move to the downside. Okay, we're looking for a move to the downside. Now if you look at this whole corrective structure, it's got the right look. Let's use a different color so you can just see the internals of this W, the internals of the X, the internals of the Y, the internals of the X, the internals of the Y. Everything has got the right look, textbook setup. It seems. So what we'll be looking for is a continuation pattern for us to get one leg to the downside. So if I just show you the structure that we're expecting on this one, on the 4-hour on pound CHF, we're expecting this one to give us one leg to the downside. And if you need to get the detail on the 1 hour, you'll see that the detail on the 1 hour on pound CHF is the WXYXZ structure that I've just shown you, WXYXZ. Now we're looking for this. This is the detail that our members get every day before the London session starts, as well as the New York session a couple of hours later. So we've got 2 sessions where we update our charts. So our charts are updated before the start of the right. So let's continue with the euro pairs. Let's have a look here. Euro pound. Let's go. Right, so euro pound, let's have a look at the structure. On euro pound, we're expecting this to continue to the upside. We had this one, looking at this one as a continuation pattern, but we've now dropped here. This looks like an expanding flat now. Can this start the reversal and continue to the upside? Let's have a look at what the bigger structure was on euro pound and see what the structure is. Now, the bigger structure on euro pound is this one here. We're looking for this one to continue pushing to the upside around this level. So the structure may have changed. So we just wait for more data on euro pound. Right now, we've got euro New Zealand with this inch perfect corrective structure here. If you look at this one here, let's draw it like this. We've got a push to the upside. We've got this one pushing to the upside, and we've got this one as a move down here as follows. 1, got a 1, 2, 3 there. Just want to draw it here. So you've got that, you've got that, you've got that. Right, so that is the structure. The bigger yellow degree here will be a A, this will be a B, that will be a C. That means the structure is completed there. So we'll be looking for euro New Zealand to make continuation patterns to the downside. So that's what we have there. Very interesting structure on euro New Zealand. Continuation to the downside, euro AUD. So just like pound AUD, we are going to see a bit of upside here. So we're going to see this and upside here, 3-way structure before we continue to the downside. So let's have a look in the lower degree and see how that is playing out. Are we getting a setup for continuation to the upside? Yes, we are. As you can see, we've got a push to the upside here in 3. We've got a pullback in 3. Now what we'll be expecting on euro AUD is a move like this. Okay, just like euro pound. Don't forget euro pound, also similar structure. Right, that's euro AUD EURCAD. So EURCAD. Now, EURCAD, we also looked for this one to reverse from the blue box as follows. With this here, this was a complex correction here with 3 waves, and we're looking for this one to give us an A, B, C corrective structure. Is that all the move, or is this going to give us a double here with another X here? Let's have a look here. There's a possibility that this one would have made another X, and we get another A, B, C as follows. So let's just watch this for now. No, we need more data. This one could go and retest the top there, but let's stay away from EURCAD for now. Let's have a look at EURCHF. Now, EURCHF, another one that we were looking for to reverse the blue box. We've got 1, 2, 3. You've seen this one during trade recap, so we focused on this one to push around this level and reverse. Now we're here, we've got this impulsive move to the downside. We've already made a WXY corrective structure here. The bigger structure being this one here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you've got a bigger A. Let's have a look here. So this will be a bigger A, B, C corrective structure. You just need to update this one here. So this will be the bigger corrective structure as you've seen. And then we'll be looking for this one to continue to the downside. Right, EURCHF, that's the EURCHF, those are the euros. And looking at the cross pairs, I need to show you the higher degree here on AUD New Zealand, show you what we've said for the last couple of days. So last couple of days on Euro AUD, I've been showing you that we've got a pulsing move here. We are looking for this to come as low as the 200.0.2. We're very close to the target that we've been forecasting. So we're looking for this one to come around this level before we make a continuation to the upside. Okay, next time I'll show you the bigger structure, why we've looked for that structure to play out like that. AUDCAD, so the CAD pairs, or the pairs that have got the CAD as the quoted currency, we'll be looking for those pairs to push a little bit higher this week. Even if we're going to get a bit of a pullback here, we're going to expect continuation to the upside. Let's have a look at the AUDCAD in the lower degree. So AUDCAD in the lower degree, expect this one to start giving us at least a 3-wave pullback before any continuation to the upside. AUDCHF starting to move to the downside. Now, the pairs that have got the CHF on them, or as the quoted currency, we'll be expecting them to start giving us moves to the downside. So let's see here. We can get this one continuing to the downside as well. New Zealand CAD. Now, this one has got the CAD as the quoted pair. Again, we're expecting the same thing. We've got a move up here. We expect this one to continue to the upside. New Zealand CHF. Similarly, this one has got the CHF. Expect a pullback here in 3 before any continuation to the upside. And CADJPY. Okay, CADJPY, what we're looking at there on CADJPY is a move up with a motive wave. Now, it looks like we're going to get another 3-wave pullback here on CAD as follows. So we'll be looking for this to continue to the upside. Bit of a continuation to the downside before any reversal on CADJPY. Now, looking at the S&P 500, looks like we're going to start having a deeper correction on the S&P 500 here. Let's go to the indices and just so I can show you the bigger corrective structure. So I'm going to show you the bigger corrective structure on the indices. Let's have a look at the daily. Now, if you look at the forecast here, we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3 here, forecasting the 3 waves here and the upside here for this last wave 5. Now, there's a possibility that the wave 3 could have ended here and we get the wave 4 here and a move to the upside. Okay, so let's watch this area here. Let's have a look here at what we're getting. Looks like we're going to get a deeper corrective structure here, and that may change the structure slightly. So if we get that deeper correction, that means our structure is going to play out as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. Okay, so let's go look at that structure. Now, looking at that structure on the S&P 500, we are getting a pullback. Looks like we're going to get a deeper one here. There's very strong divergence on the RSI, right? So when I talk about the indicator, I'm not referring to the indicator that we use. I'm not referring to the RSI, guys. Just because you're seeing those indicators there, it's not what we're referring to. Right, so this is a move here. We're looking for the S&P 500 to make a deeper correction at these levels. So we're going to be looking for this here in the next coming session before any move to the upside. Okay, it's very expensive to buy the indices and especially the S&P 500 after this move. As you can see, from the beginning of the year almost, we've never had a deeper corrective structure. So just look at that. So it's just been an uptrend since the coronavirus started last year in 2020. We have been in an uptrend. So since the COVID pandemic started, this is around where it started, around March, and then we've been just bullish. So we expect at least a corrective structure, maybe one that is similar in size as this one. So that will be decent. If you can look at this one was flat. So here you may expect a zigzag looking at the alternation rule. So let's watch this one in the next coming sessions. Right, so the Dow would be expecting similar, a corrective structure. So as you can see here, we've already started with 3 waves to the downside. That does not look enough. If it's not enough, this can give us a double and we get a WXY corrective structure, and then we look for the upside. Then that would be a 3-wave corrective structure, and then we look for upside. Right, so that is the Dow Jones Industrial, the NASDAQ. Let's look at the NASDAQ 100 here. So now if you look at the NASDAQ, it has also started with the corrective move. So we'll be expecting this one to give us a double correction here, a deeper one before a move to the upside. That is the NASDAQ UK 100 has got a very clear structure, and that we'll be looking for this one to give us the 3 waves down here. We've got the 3 waves up here, and looks like we're going to get another 3 waves to the downside here to get this one as a WXY corrective structure before the resumption of the move to the upside. That is the UK 100, the DAX. So the DAX, what we expected is a 3-wave pullback and continuation to the upside. This is a 1, 2, 3 waves here when we're looking for this one to make a continuation pattern here as follows. Okay, so let's see this area on the DAX for more upside. Nikkei. Okay, so if you've been with us for a while, or if you've been watching our videos, you'll remember that the Nikkei, we focused on this move, this current upside move when we were here. We focused on the move down here and a continuation to the upside. And you can see now we've got that parabolic move to the upside because we simply focused on this 3-wave structure here on the Nikkei, looking for more upside. Okay, so it's a parabolic move to the upside. So any continuation pattern here. So look for this one to give us a deeper correction before resumption of the move to the upside. That is the Nikkei. And lastly, on the Forex pairs, we're looking for the Nifty. As you can see, the Nifty has just been in a parabolic move as well to the upside. Any continuation pattern here, either on the 4 or the 1 hour, you look for this to push to the upside. Very expensive to buy at these levels. You're going to need to see a strong divergence here and indication of a reversal. Now, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. There's also a bell notification button so you get an alert next time we upload a video. Have a great week, everybody. Trade responsibly. Cheers. Bye-bye.